Square Enix.
Ah, blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities.
Oh shit, is this a new trailer?
I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Oh, I remember that guy. Yo, are we going on a boat? It's gonna become One Piece? The Chicken Chat himself. The twins. Stola. It's a meme at this point. He's always eating good food.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
At last we have come to the land you call the New World.
Oh, he got a new haircut.
My home. Put out.
Dawntrail. Summer 2024.
Warriors of Light.
Okay.
Please welcome to the stage the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, Naoki Yoshida.
Oh, shit. Best song ever.
Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival 2023 in Las Vegas! Thank you for coming today. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director Final Fantasy XIV. さあじゃあ早速ケイトさん呼びましょう。ケイトさん。
Hello, everybody. I'm Kate Swinar, English localization lead of Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm here to tell you what Yoshi P is saying.
All right. I was gonna say, damn, that was an introduction he
本
did.
当に久しぶりのこうやってね皆さんと一緒にやれるファンフェスティバル帰ってきました。とにかく嬉しいです。
It's been a really long time since we've been able to see all of you in person, and I'm so happy to be here with everyone.
さっきトレーラー見ていただいたんでここからいよいよ基調講演始めていこうと思うんですがその前に一つ
So now that you've seen the trailer, I'd like to get started on the keynote, except before that, we do have one thing we need to take care of.
最近ですね我々スクエアエニックスの社長 CEO が交代しました
You see, recently, Square Enix had a change of CEO.
その CEO、なんと皆さんと同じ光の戦士です。
And that new CEO is also a warrior of light, just like you.
Okay. I did not know of
ぜひで
this.
すね皆さんに向かってご挨拶をしたいということなので、呼んでみようと思います。
We'd really like to have him say hi
That's
to you
what they
all,
give it
so
too
we're going to
much,
call
man.
him out.
Okay, so he's here.
スクエアエニックス CEO 高橋桐生。じゃあセンターでちょっと光の戦士の皆さんにね配信を見てる方もたくさんいると思うのでぜひご挨拶していただこうと思います。
So if you could stand in the middle right here so that everyone on the stream can see you as well, and please give us a few words for our Warriors of Light.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, he looks young, man.
I'm so happy to meet all of you, Warriors of Light, here in Vegas.
Yes, a young CEO.
So, what do you think of a new trailer? Did you like it?
That was a cool trailer.
I wanted to feel exactly what you are feeling right now. So, believe it or not, I decided to hold back and not see it for myself until today's FANFEST.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to interpret Kiryu-san's message in Japanese for those watching the stream in Japanese. 今回のトレーラーをこの場で体感したかったので、今日この場で見るまで、トレーラーを見るのを我慢していました。
In fact, as part of my daily routine lately, I've been watching the older trailers whenever I needed a boost of energy.
I remember rewatching them. They're good.
自分の気持ちを上げたいときに、14の過去のトレーラーを見てテンションを上げていました。
But that boost is nothing compared to the excitement of experiencing the newest one here in Vegas with all of you, Warriors of Light!
ですからそのテンションはもうここにいる皆さんと一緒に体感するのに比べたらもう本当に比べ物にならないです。ありがとうございます。
To get a glimpse of this new side of Final Fantasy XIV, to imagine all the new world that await us in these new lands, the anticipation is almost too much for me to handle.
この14の世界のこれから体験する冒険を想像してみるだけで、気持ちが
The
抑えられ
man
ま
wants
せん。
to cook.
And I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. Are you excited too?
皆さんも同じ気分ですよね。
I hope you have a wonderful time at today's FanFest. But never forget that even after it ends,
Thank you.
we are still connected through the world of Final Fantasy XIV.
Kiko got her stitches out
皆さん
today.
がファンフェスを楽しんでくださる
From
こ
the
と
space
を
surgery.
願っています。ですが、ファンフェスが終わっても私たちは14という世界でつながっています。そのことをぜひ忘れないでください。
And that world continues to grow and expand. So I hope we continue to pray and enjoy it together. Thank you!
Wow, thank
ぜ
you.
ひ一緒に、この発展していく14を続けて遊んでいきましょう。
Thank you 桐生さんありがとうございました。じゃあまた後ほど。
See you again later.
聞きました。まだまだしばらくファイナルファンタジー14続けていいみたいなんで。
He seems to think it's cool if we keep continuing Final Fantasy XIV.
僕の命が尽きるまでいや尽きたとしても、ファイナルファンタジー14続けていきたいと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
And I do intend to continue until I die or perhaps even afterwards. So please stick with
Wow.
us.
He's gonna work on this until he dies?
ちょっと基調講演に先立ってですね皆さんにお礼を言わせてください。
And also, before I start the keynote, just let me give you a quick thank you.
改めてですね、旧ファイナルファンタジー14から、そして新生14、行月のフィナーレまで、本当に皆さん、長い長い旅路を我々と一緒に歩んでくださって本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you so much for taking this long, long journey with us from Final Fantasy 1.0 through ARR and then all the way to Endwalker. I'm so glad you did.
I played all of it.
このようやく帰ってこれた物理開催のファンフェスティバルで拡張パッケージ黄金のレガシードーントレイルを皆さんに発表できて本当にほっとしてます。
It's such a relief, frankly, to finally be able to share Dawntrail with you guys in this live venue with all of us together.
本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
では、ファンフェスティバルの開幕、僕の基調講演からいよいよスタートしていこうと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
And with that, we will finally begin FanFest with my keynote.
A little PowerPoint. Hold.
では先ほどお話ししました、発表したドーントレイルですが、天野先生書き下ろしの新たなロゴ、テーマカラーはゴールドになってます。
So as you saw in the trailer, we have this wonderful new logo designed by Yoshitaka Amano. And
Are they
our
gonna have
theme
more
color this
ability, by the
time,
way?
As in the Japanese title of Gilded Legacy, our theme color is gold.
I feel like FF might have a
そしてです
ability
ね、
bloat
発
if they
売
add
予定
more.
は2024年、来年の夏、お届けしたいと思います。
And as for that release date, this will be coming in summer of
Red, what's up?
2024.
まあ、夏のできるだけ早い時期に出したいなとは思うんですけど、まあ夏ちょっとね、広めに覚えておいてもらえると助かります。
Truly,
Yeah, I
I
guess I could
really
remove
want to
and
get
put
this out
more
as
passives
early in summer as possible.
to get rid of
But
that bloat.
please, for now, just remember summer generally, just in case.
では、簡単にですね、今お話しできるストーリーについて軽く触れていきたいと思います。
So now, to the degree that I can, I'll tell you a little bit about the story.
今回皆さん光の戦士にお届けするのは英雄への最高の夏休みと冒険です。
So what we want to bring to all of you warriors of light is the very best summer vacation a hero could possibly have.
Wait, this expansion is summer
エン
vacation?
ドウォーカーからのこう落差が
Wait,
激
is
し
it a
いん
new
で、
expansion?
I realize this
It
is like
is,
a
right?
sudden change from the feeling of Endwalker.
ほら皆さんね、惑星ハイデリンだけじゃなくてね、宇宙まで救ってくれたわけじゃないですか。だから皆さんにそろそろ休暇をお渡ししたいなと思ってます。
But I mean, you did save not only all of Heidelin, but kind of the whole universe, so we thought maybe we'd give you a little break.
その新たなる冒険、そしてそのバカンスの目的地は新大陸と呼ばれているトラル大陸になります。
So the site of this vacation and a brand new adventure will be what you know as the New World, what we know as Tural.
光の戦士である皆さんはとある人物の来訪を受けます。
You warriors of light will be receiving a very special guest.
そしてそこで依頼されるのは新たなその新大陸の王を決める継承の儀というものへの助力です。
New
And
world.
that person will request your help in Tural's right of succession.
そのレースの目的が幻の黄金鏡というものが絡んでいると聞いた冒険者は一路この新大陸を目指すことになります。
Of course, as an adventurer, when you hear that this contest will somehow involve the legendary City of Gold, you will make your way to Tural.
あ、ごめん。
Yeah, yeah.
Comment.
おなじみのメンバーもちろん勢ぞろいするんですが、
Of course, all of the team members you know and love will be there.
今回そこで繰り広げられるのはなんと暁を二分しての
暁
それぞれの王位継承レースになります。
Except, you might find that this contest divides the Scions into two opposing groups.
さあ誰が味方で誰がライバルチームになるのかぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
Please look forward to finding out who will be your allies and who will be your rivals.
Okay.
さあちょっと聞いてみようかな。誰が仲間がいいですか？
Who's the smartest?
あ、ヤシトラが仲間がいい。どうかな。
Yistola?
I thought Araji was the smartest.
そういえば
Isn't Araji
そういえば
the smartest in the
グラハ
group?
タコス食べてたの。
Yeah, Graha was eating a taco, wasn't he?
では続
Palestinian,
いて
true.
この 7.0、黄金のレガシーの拡張テーマお話ししていこうと思います。
Let me just touch on the theme of Dawntrail a bit.
7.0 拡張のテーマはですね、ファイナルファンタジー14全体も含めた新たな冒険、その始まりになります。
So this is the beginning of a new journey
you,
for
man.
Final Fantasy XIV as a whole, and that is our theme, will be the journey of discovery that you will be on.
これまでQ14から続いてきた行月のフィナーレまで描いたハイデリン・ゾディアーク編が完結しました。
As you know, the arc that we've been on from 1.0 through Endwalker about Hydaelyn and Zodiac has concluded.
その歩みから続く新しい新章のスタートだと思っていただいて構いません。
So you can think of this as our first step into a new story for Final Fantasy XIV.
もちろん今回 7.0 だけでもストーリーもしっかり RPG1 本分の濃厚な体験をお届けしていきます。
Of course, just within 7.0 itself, we do plan to give you a story and experience worthy of a full RPG package title.
そのきっかけとなるさっきご紹介したその王位継承レースとは一体何なのか、どんなレースなのか。
So the impetus for this new story, this contest for the throne, what will that entail exactly?
Contest for a
そして
throne. It's
新
fighting
大
for a
陸ト
throne.
ラルとはどんなエリア、どんな冒険が待っているのか。
And what sort of places
years-
and
oh, that's
adventures are
right.
waiting in Tural?
そして黄金鏡、謎のキーワードですね。一体どんなものなのか。
And of course, we have these mysterious references to the City of Gold. What is it really?
もちろんこれまで同様に皆さんに驚いてもらえる仕掛けもたくさんご用意してますのでぜひご期待く
I
だ
don't
さ
think
い。
it's the Pirate King.
Of course, as we always do, we have a bunch of surprises prepared for you, so feel free to keep your expectations high.
Wow. Keep your expectations high, chat.
長い間ですね、光の戦士をやってくださってる皆さんがファイナルファンタジー14チームが単なる夏休みをプレゼントするの
Yo,
は
Kazu, you ready to do the
思ってない
new
と思うんですよ
ultimate?
ね。
Of course, our longtime warriors of light wouldn't believe us if we said that the development team was just going to give you a summer vacation, right?
もちろんどんな冒険になるのかぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
So please look forward to finding out what this adventure has in store for you.
さあでは続いて新大陸トラルをちょっと見ていこうかと思います。
That'd be
so
crazy,
moving on,
guys.
I'd like to talk a little bit about the new world, also known as Tural.
ここから新たな
The
冒
new
険の
world.
舞台となるそのトラルにつ
Dude,
い
this
て
is
今
One Piece?
お話しできる情報を、ここからしばらくまとめてお話ししていきます。
So for now, I've put together the information that I can share about this site of our upcoming adventure.
まずこれまで見てきたエオルゼア・ゼンズが更新されています。
So here is the map that
Hey,
we are used
chat,
to,
hey, Savito,
centered around
less than
Eorzea, and
three.
it has been updated.
Greg, thank you for the
これま
16. I
で皆
appreciate
さんの
it.
冒険の舞台だったのはエオルゼアのあるアルデナード小大陸。
Of course, the site of our adventures thus far have included Aldenard, which has Eorzea,
そしてガレマール帝国があったイルサバード大陸、
and where Garlemald is located, Ilsabard.
そして東方東の国やドマがあるオサード小大陸を含めた三大州まででした。
And of course, the far eastern Othard with Hingashi and Doma, the three great continents thus far.
今回皆さんには西へ行っていただきます。
Holy, this is
This
large.
time, however, we will be taking you far west.
That's pretty
今
big.
回ドーントレイルの冒険により活動地域は海を越えた西方に広がっていきま
The
す。
flamingo's badass.
This new area that we'll be exploring in Dawntrail will be across the western seas.
というわけで皆さんが活躍すればするほど世界地図が更新されていくのがファイナルファンタジー14でございます。
Of course, the more we develop, the bigger the map gets. So let's go.
Damn.
ではここまで全体像触れてきたのでいよいよ中身を見ていこうと思います。
All right, so that was a general outline. So let's look a little more closely about the details.
今回の基調講演ちょっとまだね、開発中期初期ぐらいの間ぐらいなので動画は出ないんですがアートとかスクリーンショットなどでさまざまなポイントをご紹介していこうと思います。
Because we are still in the middle of development, we don't have videos for you today, but I will show you some concept art and screenshots to go along
Okay.
with my talk.
では冒険の舞台に関わるところから始めていきます。
Okay, let's start
New
with some
ERP
places we'll see on our
location.
adventure.
皆さんにプレイヤータウンご紹介しようと思います。
Okay, first, our new major hub city.
Okay.
これまでイシュガルド、クガネ、クリスタリウム、オールドシャーレアンと増えてきました。このドーントレイルでどうなるか。
All right, so in our expansions thus far, we've increased these major cities. We started with Ishgard, we went to Kugane, the Crystarium, and Old Sharlayan. So where are we going this time?
こちらトラル大陸ヨカトラルと呼ばれる地域にあるトライオラというのが新たなプレイヤータウンとなります。
So our new major city is located in an area of Tural called Yok Tural, and it is called Tuliolal.
こちらそのアートワークなんですが天野先生のねロゴでもこの姿描かれてますね。
As you can see in this artwork, this is the silhouette that you've seen in Amano's logo for us.
これまでのタウン以上に異文化多民族という特徴があります。
This, more than the cities that you're used to, has an emphasis on diversity.
ではアートワークとスクリーンショットを使って街の様子少し見ていきましょう。
So let's take a look at some screenshots of what
Sure.
the town actually looks like.
That's pretty.
これまでのタウンに比べると近代的というよりは自然との調和
So
それを
desire
重んじる多民族のイメ
kind
ージ
of
が
the
強いです。
vibe. I mean, it's the
Okay,
island,
so
right?
unlike some other places we've been to, this place is not very industrialized because it is inhabited by myriad peoples who prioritize living with nature.
相当の2つの頭があるマムージャであるグルージャジャという非常に強く聡明な王によって統治されています。
It is currently ruled by a two-headed Mamulja named Gulul Jaja, who is known for being both strong and wise.
Glue.
今回
His
ですね
name is
7.0 か
Glue.
なり新しいキャラクターどんどん登場してきます。鍵を握る一人なのでぜひ覚えておいてください。
So this is just one of them, but we will be
Gulul Jaja.
introducing many characters in 7.0.
彼が座るこの玉座この玉座に次に誰が座ることになるかというのを決めるのが王位継承レースということになります。
So the contest we've been talking about is actually the contest for the throne upon which he currently sits and deciding who
I
will
finished
succeed him.
Endwalker Red. What do you mean? Is there more?
さてもちろんプレイヤータウン実はここだけじゃないです。非常に美しく一風変わった都市っていうのもあるんですがちょっとネタバレが強すぎるので今回はまだシークレットにさせてください。
Of course, this is not the only major city that you will visit. There's others, and we will have some very beautiful and quite unique vistas to show you in the future, but that would be spoilers, so not now.
Okay.
じゃあスクリーンショットいきましょう。
All right, to the screenshots.
Okay, that looks good.
こちらトライアラの港になってます。グラフィックスアップデートの効果もあってですね、かなりオブジェクト数も、増加できて、影の濃淡っていうのもうまく出せてるんじゃないかなと思います。
So this is Tuliolo's harbor, and as you can see, there's been some positive effects from the new graphics update, including more objects placed around than you would usually
There was a
have,
graphic
and
update
a
in
lot better
FF?
shadows.
もう一枚いきましょう。
Here's another.
Why don't they just implement G-Shade in the
日中
game?
の港から少し奥へ進んだあたりですね、マーケットが立ち並んでます。
So this is a little bit further into town from the harbor, and this is the marketplace.
どんな商品がね、
PlayStation
取引
3
さ
can
れている
handle
の
it.
か、どんな
Dude,
民
there
族
is
が往
no
来され
one
てしている
playing
のか、ちょっと
FF
気
on
に
a
なりますね。
PlayStation.
All right, so what sort of people come here, and what do they
Or
trade
is
for?
there
I bet you want
actually?
to know.
No, they're not.
そして
They're
3枚
playing
目
on PC with the
こち
controller,
ら
I
最
think.
後は夜のトライアラになってます。
And our third screenshot, this is a picture of Tuliolo at night.
まあかなり自然が多くてですね、異国へ来た感じというのを
I'm not a fan
う
of
まく
game
強調してい
downgrading
ます
for console games. I
As
feel like
you
that's
can
so
see,
lame.
there's a lot of interesting nature, and the overall vibe is definitely different from any
Wait,
of the countries
really?
we visited
Okay, my
before.
bad,
まあ
guys.
光の戦士たちの夏休みというのがテーマなので、
I wish they didn't
こ
downgrade
の
though.
トラル大陸泳げるところもたくさんありますので、街の中はねちょっと泳げないですけど、水着をぜひお忘れなく。
Wait, this game could run on a PS3 right now,
It's
chat?
quite suitable for summer vacation, as we've said. And though you cannot swim,
Can you
in
run
the city
Endwalker on the
itself, there are
PlayStation
loads of places in
3?
Tyrol that you can swim, so maybe bring your bathing suit.
まあちょっと月がね綺
Okay,
麗に
PS3 is
浮か
dead.
んでるんですけど、
Okay, okay,
あの
okay.
月ちょっとね
I was
ま
gonna
だ
say,
位置を
man.
調整してるんで、実際のタイミングであの場所に浮いてるかどうかはまだわかんないです。
The moon is looking really great in this screenshot, but I do have to mention that we haven't actually decided where the buildings are going to be replaced in respect to the moon yet, so it might look kind of different from this at the end.
Okay, that's fine.
じゃあ続いて、タウンの紹介したの
Maybe
で
next year, right?
新しいフィールド行きましょう。
Okay, so let's move on to some field areas.
ここからはですね、この新しい冒険の舞台となる新大陸トラル、そのフィールドを見ていこうと思います。
And these are, of course, located all in the New World, Tyrol.
こちらもアートワークとスクリーンショットでご紹介していきます。
Again, we will just be using artwork
New
and
arenas?
screenshots
No,
to
it's
show
the
you what we
area.
have.
まずはこちら。
Oh, I like that mountain on the right side. That
オ
looks
ルコ
cool.
パチャと呼ばれる、地域をご紹介します。
All right, so this is also located in Yok Tyrol, and it is called Urkopacha.
Urkopacha.
このヨカトラルの山岳地帯、これが
I
オル
don't
コ
know
パ
why
チャ
when
に
I
な
see
りま
York,
す。
it reminds me of like New York.
So this is a very mountainous region of Yok Tyrol.
ヨカトラルの中でも最も小柄な民族と、最も大柄な、民の集落が、
Mongolia?
点在してます。
And in these mountains are settlements belonging to Tyrol's both largest and smallest races.
かつてこの土地、巨人種族が支配する
Largest and smallest
国の
races.
中心地だったんですが、今はその遺跡が残るのみになってしまっています。
So this whole area was once the center of an empire ruled by the gigantic race, but of course that empire now only exists in the form of ruins.
まあかなりね自然が溢れていて、そこに住まう人たちとうまくね融合しているイメージになってます。
There's also plenty of nature that everyone is taking advantage of and living harmoniously with.
ではスクリーンショットいきましょう。
Screenshots.
こちらオルコパチャのとある集落です。
So this is a
Dude, the new
settlement
place looks
in
nice.
Urkopacha.
The graphic
円形
looks
に山
better.
々が見えるんですが、この辺りの空気感の表現というのも今回かなり工夫してます。
You may notice that the atmosphere, that you can sort of see some stuff in the air around the mountains. We worked pretty hard to make that look good.
それから影の入り方とかね、その陰影にもぜひ注目してもらえると嬉しいです。
And if you could also turn your attention to the shadows and how well those are looking
Yeah,
these days.
I can see it. It looks nice. Wait, did they already get the graphic
続い
update,
て
or is that
同
later?
じ集落の正面図からの、スクリーンショットです。やっぱり
It's
ね、ちょっ
later,
と異
right?
文
I
化
don't
の
think it
雰囲
happened.
気よく出てますね。
Okay.
So this is the same settlement
I'm
from
glad they're
above,
getting an
and you can
update.
definitely tell that it is home to a unique culture.
特にこの
Damn,
辺
I
り
kinda
の
wanna
植
play
物
now.
左下のあたりは、まあ、
They
今回の、
got
ね、
me
グラフィックス
good.
アップデートで今までこういう植物作れなかったんでいろいろね、世界観を広げるための工夫ができるようになりました。
And just really adding to the ambiance, we have these plants in the corner. We weren't able to make this kind of plants with the old graphics, so we're pretty excited to be able to add these features.
Wow, new grass with the new graphic. Yo, new grass.
グラ
I'm
フィックスアップデートは
betting.
後でお知らせしますね。
I will
The
tell you
grass
more about
actually
the
looks
graphics update
insanely
later.
good.
そして3枚目、
Damn, look at that
こちら雰囲気それから質感にもぜひご注目ください。
Yes, so here's a third screenshot of the same place, and as you can see there's like a generally nice vibe here, and please take note of the quality of the textures.
まあテクスチャーにね解像度も上がりましたね。
Look at those buildings. Look at them.
Yo, imagine they say they get rid of
いやー今は
the
ね
little delay
日本も
lag.
それからラスベガスもめちゃくちゃ暑いので、
Holy.
この高知のちょっと涼しい感じ羨ましいです。
Yeah, so both Japan and Las Vegas are super hot at the moment, so I'm really jealous of whoever lives here because it looks nice and cool.
It does look
暑い
nice.
な。
Oh my god, I'm so hot.
じゃあもうちょっと奥見ていきましょう。
All right, let's go a little further into the continent.
Oh.
今回こちらヤクテル樹海という場所ですが、まあ14ねいろんな森を描いてきましたが、今回もかなり独創的です。
Okay, so this is an area called Yaktael, and you know we have a lot of forests in
Yaktael.
game, but this is a very unique one.
It's like a tropical forest. We haven't seen that.
このさっきご紹介したトライオラから気球に乗ってこのエリアへ到達することになります。
So from Tuliolol, where we were earlier, you can take a dirigible over here to Yaktael.
ここはですね高レベル帯と低レベル帯2つのエリアに分かれています。
It's actually divided into a high level area and a low level area.
上層と下層でかなり雰囲気が異なりますのでちょっとね期待しておいていただきたいです。
And between those areas, there's definitely a very different vibe for each, so look forward to finding out what that looks like.
あとは今テキストにもありますがこちら天然の井戸とかセノーテと呼ばれる、泉なども非常に特徴的になってます。
And you can see, as we've written on the slide, but one of the primary characteristics of this place is it has underground wells and springs and cenotes.
ではスクリーンショット見ていきましょう。
Let's take a look at some screenshots.
こちらも夕暮れもうね本当ねもう嬉しくてみんな自然ばっかり作ってる。
Right, so this is at sunset, and look, we were all so happy about the plants that we took so many nature screenshots.
They really like the plans. The new graphic plans.
ありがとうございます。まあなかなかねこの森の密度っていうのもこれまで出せなかったので楽しみにしていてください。
We've never been able to create such like a dense foliage in a forest before, so we're really excited for that.
こちらですね今回食文化というものをかなり作り込んできてます。
So yeah, we've done a
I'm
lot.
definitely
to put
European
all
on one
of
of the
those
bushes
different,
there. Okay,
varieties in
dude.
there.
こちらは上空から見たさっきのね集落エリアの雰囲気です。
And this is that same settlement we just saw, but from the sky.
Damn, that
まあ
looks
円形は
nice.
深い霧に覆われていたり、昼と夜ね気候によって雰囲気が違って見えるはずです。
It's just me, or I'm not
You
a
can see
fan
we've got
of
some
being able to
fog,
fly
and
around
the
in the
scenery
game.
changes quite a bit between day and
I'm
nighttime.
the same in WoW.
では
I
ここ
wish
で
some zones we could just walk
この
around.
トラル大陸に住まう新たな部
Flying
族
like
について
ruins
ちょ
my
っと
immersion.
紹介させてください。
Okay, so
Although
now
it-
let's talk
the
about
view looks
one
nice up
of
here.
the peoples that lives in Tural.
I like seeing people like walk
こ
on
れ
their
までね皆
mounts.
さんたくさんの部族に出会ってきたかと思います。
You ally
We
tribes.
sure have met many tribes so far.
本当なんでナマゾウが一番真ん中にいるのか。
Flying
Why
makes
does
the
the
world
Namazu get to
small,
be in
and
front?
yeah.
もちろんドントレイルでも新たな部族との出会いたくさんあります。その一つを、今回ご紹介します。
So of course you will meet many, many people in Dawntrail, but we'll just talk about one of them today.
こちら名前をペルペル族と言います。
ペルペル
FF シリーズに詳しい方はあれって思ったかもしれません。
So these are the Pelu Pelu. If you're familiar with older Final Fantasy titles, they may be familiar to you.
ではちょっとだけ特徴をご紹介しましょ
All right, so let me tell you about a few of their distinct characteristics.
う。オルコパチャに住まう、小柄な
That's like
民族にな
tribe
って
people
ます。
named Zura. I think
So
they
these are the
chose the
diminutive
theme like
people that
that.
we mentioned who live in Urkopacha.
で非常にねこの特徴的な仮面というのも、一つ大きな、特徴ですね。
They also wear these very unique masks.
そして非常に商売が得意なので、プレイヤーの皆さんねもしかしたらいろんなものを売りつけようとされるかもしれません。
They're also extremely skilled at trade, so they will probably try to sell you something.
そしてさまざまなごめんなさい戻しちゃったごめんなさい戻しちゃった戻しちゃっ
It'll keep going.
たもう一個はい
One more? Yes, good.
さまざまな飲み物を、作る部族です。
Yes, and they're well known for their beverage making.
Okay.
どんな活躍をしてくれるのかそしてメインストーリー絡んでくるのか、楽しみに想像してみてください。
Yeah, so for now you'll have to just imagine for yourself what kind of role they might play in the main story and our adventure overall.
というわけで簡単ではありますが冒険の舞台であるトラル大陸その一部ご紹介しました。
Okay, so though that was very brief, that is a short introduction to Tural.
明かせないね秘密もまだまだ
Dude,
たくさん
yes,
あるんです
so
が
many rings.
すいませんフィールドなどの紹介は今回ここまでとさせてください。
Okay,
Yeah, I need to
so
step
of
up
course
my
we still have
jewelry
many
game.
secrets that we have not yet shared, so please wait for future announcements of more areas and such.
では続いて 7.0 全体の概要についてお伝えしていきたいと思います。
Okay, now I would like to give an overview of all of our 7.0 content.
Okay.
全体像をね最初のファンフェスなのでお伝えするということで各項目どんどん進めていきたいと
Yo,
思います
where's female
All right, we've
Frothgar?
got
You
a
think
lot
they'll
to show
introduce
because
that
we
today or
always go
no,
over
chat?
all of it, so let's just zoom on through here.
まず最初レベルキャップの開放です。
100.
Of course, your level cap
Holy.
increase.
Do you think they'll ever do a squish? Probably
つい
not,
に
right?
レベルが3桁になりました。
I
We've
know
reached
WoW
the
got to
triple
like
digits.
120 and they were like, okay, this is too much and they squished it.
いやでもこれも
But
や
I
っぱ
don't
り
know how they could do that
長く
because
ね
they got
続けてこれないとここまで来ないので
Expansions.
本当に皆さんのおかげです。ありがとうございます。
Of course, if we hadn't been making the game for so long, we never would have gotten this far. So thanks to all of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
もちろんですねすべてのジョブに新しいアクション追加させていただきます。
Of course, we will also be adding new skills for all jobs.
もちろんクラフターもギャザラーもレベル100になります。
And of course, Crafter and Gatherer will also increase their level cap to 100.
さあレベルキャップが上がるということはこちらもあるはず。
Of course, when you increase the level cap, we also need...
Wait, we're gonna have new jobs?
新たなジョブを追加させていただきます。
We will be adding new jobs.
いただきます。
で今回もですね、2つジョブ足します。
New multiple job.
As before, there will again be two.
Two
Okay.
jobs.
What
ちょ
is
っと
it
待って
gonna
よ。
be?
ごめん。今日は何のジョブかまだ言えません。
Okay, I'm really sorry, but I can't tell you what jobs they are today.
Oh my god, what a bait, dude.
ちょっと聞いてみようかな。
All
何
right,
のジョ
all
ブ
right,
が
let's
いいです
ask.
か？
What jobs do you want?
I don't know what they're saying.
なんかね、すごい、すごい声が大きくてね、何言ってるかちょっと聞こえないわ。
It's really hard to hear. なんかこの辺になんか
ちょっと待って。
ブリッツポールすごく欲しい
こっちに
人がいる。
も聞いてみるか。
He's farming.
ちょっと待ってちょっと待って。今回じゃあね、ロールだけお知らせします。ロールだけ。
Okay, that was very loud. Let me just tell you the roles.
Oh, he's gonna tell us. That's kind of Vader, dude.
今回実装するのは2つのジョブとも DPS です。
Both jobs will be DPS.
メレー DPS と
One melee DPS,
キャスターを追加します。
ranged magical DPS.
ちょっと
Caster.
ちょっと暑いから脱いでいいかな。
It's really hot. I gotta take off this overshirt. Let's go.
なんでちょっと待ってちょっと待って。なんでみんなわーってなってんの？
Why are you so excited?
Yeah, they sound more excited when he's taking off his thing than the new class. Ninja Turtle.
さあどんなジョブがやってくるのか、さまざまな想像を働かせて楽しみにお待ちください。
So while you wait, just try to imagine what kind of jobs we might have in store.
子供の頃よく見てたんですよね。
Oh shit,
Hope
is
you can
that like
see this. I
a
hope you can see well.
dual
さあ
wield?
次行きますよ。
All right, let's move on.
バトルコンテンツに関してです。
This is about our core battle content.
まずこれら基礎バトルコンテンツっていうのは今回も変わりなく実装させていただきます。
Of course, all of our fundamental battle content is still there.
そしてですね、新たなダンジョンというのもこれまで通り同じボリュームでしっかり楽しんでいただけるように準備中です。
Of course, we are preparing as many new dungeons as you've come to expect.
まあちょっとね、ま
I
だ
like the one to the left.
めちゃくちゃ開発中なので、今回のファンフェスではね、ダンジョンのスクリーンショットとか出せないんですけど、まためちゃくちゃいろんなパターンのバリエーション作ってますんで、次のファンフェスではね、多分お伝えできるんじゃないかなと思います。
Okay, these are still mega super under development, so we can't show you any screenshots today. But we do have a lot of unique and different dungeons coming, and hopefully we can share them with you at the next FanFest.
ただね、どんな敵と戦うかぐらいはちょっとね教えてほしいんじゃないかなと。
We can tell you a little bit of who you will be fighting, though.
まあ新たな冒険の大陸、そして新たなエリアがあれば新たな強敵との出会いというのもあるかと思います。
Of course, we're going to a new continent. We have new areas, so there's going to be new enemies to face off against.
まあもちろん今回いつも通りノーマルとハードちゃんとどっちもね実装しますので、ぜひ楽しみにしてください。
And of course, as always, we will be preparing normal and hard versions of these encounters.
その一つだけ、
It
ボス
works.
一個だけね、何にもないとちょっと何もないのかよってなっちゃうんで、アート一つ持ってきたのでご紹介します。
I would feel bad if I didn't show you anything, so we've brought out one piece of artwork of one of these new bosses.
One Piece? Oh shit.
幻獣バリガルマンダ、
The legendary Valigarmanda.
そして、
Okay.
まあ幻獣とはねちょっと何なのか、期待しててほしいなと。
What sort of legends does this ominous beast play a part in? Well, you'll see.
まあどういった形でね相対するのか、
Somewhere
王位継
high in
承
the
レースにね
mountains.
関係してくるのか、さてどうなるのでしょう。
I wonder how it will relate to the contest that we're participating in.
では続いてコンテンツサポーター、こちらも、確実にアップデートしていきます。
And yes, of course, we will also be bringing updates to duty support.
今回もですねメインクエスト、対象となるダンジョンに関しては必ず対応されています。
Of course, we can promise that there will be duty support for all dungeons involved in the main story.
でそれ以外にもですねこのコンテンツサポーターいろんなアップデートをするんですが、ちょっとねストーリーに関わるのであんまり詳しく言えないです。
We also have some new plans for places that we can implement duty support and what we can do with it, but it is too related to the story for us to give you details.
ただ、but、今回、
ただ
まあ暁の決明とねいろいろコンテンツサポーターやってきたと思いますが、複数の新しいメンバーというのが
As a
コ
love
ン
for you
テン
guys,
ツ
you're
サ
the
ポー
first
タ
guy
ー
that
登場
said
してい
that.
きますので、その新しいキャラクターたちとの共
Volume
闘
is fine?
というのを楽しみにしておいてください。
But I can tell you, you know, so far we've been really focused on the Scions in duty support naturally, but we will be debuting a number of new characters for duty support.
もちろんですね新しいギアとかレシピというのも大量にクラフターギャザラーさんに向けて、実装させていただきます。
Of course, there will be plenty of new gear and recipes for crafters and gatherers.
まあ今回ね結構新大陸行くので渋めが多いかなとは思います。
I mean, you're going to a whole new continent, so you'll have a lot to do.
It's a coal miner.
そして今回 6.X シリーズでやってきたように、無人島開拓実装してきました。
So as in 6.0, where we implemented Island Sanctuary,
今回パッチ 7.X シリーズではそれに続く新しい大規模生活系コンテンツを、展開していく予定です。
in the 7.x series, we are planning to implement some sort of content in the same vein.
こちらもですね企画は進行してるんですけど、あとねちょっとお見せするにはもうちょっと時間かかるので、次回をちょっとお待ちください。
We are proceeding with our plans here, but we don't have any screenshots yet, so we'll have to wait for next time for those.
そしてもちろんダンジョン以外のコンテンツというのも引き続きやっていきます。
Naturally, we have a lot of content that's outside of our standard dungeons.
特にですね新しく加えたバリアントダンジョンに関しては 7.X シリーズでもどんどん継続していきます。
We will, of course, continue the variant dungeons that we began implementing in 6.x in 7.x as well.
いろんなタイプのねプレイヤーの皆さんに楽しんでいただけるアライアンスレイドシリーズもいよいよ新シリーズが 7.1 からかな開幕します。
And from 7.1, we will have a new Alliance Raids series for all sorts of players to enjoy.
エオルゼア12神をテーマにした今
It's
ミスオ
called
ブエ
Kakao
オルゼア
Talk. It's
非
a
常に好
Korean
評いただいて
Discord.
ます。
I have it for my
So
family.
Myths of the Realm featuring the 12 has been very, very highly appraised.
次のシリーズはよりファイナルファンタジーらしいテーマで
Dude, I
皆
want
さ
to
ん
do
に
the ultimate, but it
驚き
takes
も
so
含めて
long,
お届け
man.
の予
It's
定
such a
となってい
journey.
ます。
That being the case, our next Alliance Raid will be even more Final Fantasy-ish.
Okay.
さてどんなシリーズになるのかあれこれ予想しながらお待ちください。
What will it be?
Eight-player
Think about
raid.
it in the meantime
That's
before we reveal
interesting.
it.
そして先日のパッチ 6.4 で完結したパンデモニウムに続いて新たな8人レードというのももちろん、7.0 からスタートしていきます。
And from 7.0, obviously we have finished off Pandemonium, so we will be
Oh, that's
implementing
just
a new
Savage?
8-player raid as well.
It's
そ
just
して
called 8-player
最高
raid.
難度を誇る Z シ
That
リ
made
ー
me
ズ
think,
についても新たなコン
that
テ
we're
ンツをお
getting
届けしていきます。
a WoW
And
like
there will
raid
be
where
new
you go
ultimates as
through and there's like bosses. Wait, I guess that's Alliance.
そして
8-man
もちろん
raid? Is that what
PVP のアッ
it
プデー
is?
トというのもどんどん続
Oh,
けて
there's
い
a
き
PvP
ます。
We
update?
will also, of course, be continuing to update PvP.
Okay.
今回のファンフェスでも各リージョンの最強チームを決めるね大会開催されます。
At this very FanFest, we will be deciding the best team in each region.
クリスタルコンフリクトのアップデートとさらなるね盛り上げだけじゃなくてフロントラインやライバルウィングズの調整そしてフ
I
ロントライン
unironically
に
enjoyed
新しい
Crystal
マップ
Conflict
新ルールの追加
until
な
there
ど
was so
継
many
続的に
cheaters
ア
in
ップデー
season
ト
1.
を続けていきたいと思います。
Of course, we will be bringing new updates to Crystal and Conflict, but we will also be updating Frontline and Rival Wings with new maps for Frontline.
では言っておかないとですねあれどうなったこれどうなったってなるのでこの先 7.0 でもどんどんアップデートしていきますよっていうコンテンツの一覧ちょっとお伝えしていきます。
And of course, I have many other things that I need to just really get out there
Yeah, I was
quickly.
addicted
So
to
let's
Crystal
go.
Conflict.
まず
Hillebrand Adventure. Deep Dungeon. Gold Saucer Update?
青
Wow.
魔同士のアップデー
That's
ト
the
も
most
継
exciting.
続して
Gold Saucer
やっていき
Update.
ますし帰ってきたヒルディブランドも 7.x シリーズさらに活躍してくれそうです。
All right, we will, of course, continue to update Blue Mage, and Hildebrand will also be back in 7.x doing something.
それからですねディープダンジョンに関しても新しい企画が進行してます。でもちろん、他のバトルコンテンツというのも検討していきますので新しいコンテンツの開発というのもしっかり力を入れていきたいと思います。
So we are currently considering new plans for Deep Dungeons, but at the same time, we are also considering brand new battle content plans as well.
ゴールドソーサーアップデートももちろん 7.x シリーズ続けるんですがそういえば 6.x シリーズゴールドソーサー大きなアップデートないんじゃない
So, of course, we're going to update the Gold Saucer in 7.x, but wasn't there some kind of update coming in 6.x as well?
No, Blitzball!
No, it's not Blitzball.
ちょっと今日後でお
Why don't
話
they
しま
add
す。
that? That
But I will
people
tell you
want that
about it
so
later
badly.
today.
まあこの基調講演で話すからちょっと待ってね。
Even in this very keynote, I will tell you about it, so just wait just a sec.
さて各種コンテンツアップデートまあとにかくいろんなものをこれまで通りたくさんどんどん継続してアップデートしますよってお知らせさせていただいたのでここからは、システム的なアップデートというのをお伝えしていこうと思います。
Okay, so we've gone over how we will be continuing to update content as we always do at as quick a pace as we can.
Zim, what's up?
So now let's look at some more system side updates.
そのシステムのアップデート
Hold. The graphic update. And they're removing the little delay, of course. Hold.
Here's our most major system update.
皆さんが本当に楽しみにしてくださっている第一次グラフィックスアップデートのその途中報告をさせてください。
All right,
I
so I
like
know you're
graphic
all really
updates.
looking forward to our
Yeah,
first graphical
that's-
update, so I wanted
that
to
made
give
me
you
wanna
a bit
resub
of info about
itself.
where we are with that.
The
ちょっ
graphic
とその前
update.
にこのグラフィックスアップデートのコンセプトっていうのをちょっとおさらいさせてください。
But first, let me explain a little bit about our philosophy behind this update.
ファイナルファンタジー14は、まあ、スタンドアローンのシングルゲームではないので単純なやっぱりキャラクターとかオブジェクト単体じゃなくて総合的な画面全体というのの美しさを、アップグレードしていくっていう方針にしています。
All right, so Final Fantasy XIV is not a standalone title, so we don't feel that it's sufficient to upgrade the looks of the characters or certain objects on their own. We really want to take a unified approach and prioritize the aesthetics of the screen overall.
Okay.
キャラクターオブジェクトそれから影については高解像度化することでもう単純に綺麗になります。
Of course, by making improvements to characters, objects, and shadows, everything will just get overall prettier.
シェーダーアップデートをしてですね金属、まあ、こういう金属ですねマテリアルについては質感が大幅に向上します。
And with shader updates, materials such as metal will look a lot more realistic.
まあただしファイナルファンタジー14はですね申請からもう 10年今年10周年にわたって皆さんに本当に長く愛していただいている作品です。
Of course, Final Fantasy XIV is also a game that's been going on for 10 years, and we have a lot of players who know and love the game as it is.
とにかく皆さんが操作するキャラクター、そのイメージを壊さないように大切にしていくべきだっていうふうに考えてます。
So we're really putting a lot of priority on not changing the image you have of your own character in your head. We want to make sure your characters still look the way that you enjoy them now.
ですので皆さんのねキャラクターが大きくイメージ変わってしまうことのないようにしっかり注意を払ってフォトリアルではない方向でしっかりアップデートを今進めています。
So we are really taking care to make sure that you don't see your updated character and think, oh, that's not what I thought it would look like at all.
では進捗についてね僕が口でずっと説明するより
Oh, I think you just unlocked the glam size. That would be insane
But
too.
it honestly
You're
might be
right.
better to just show you rather than continuing
Sure,
to
yeah,
talk.
I would love to see it.
注意点です。
One thing.
これあくまで途中経過の報告なので細部のクオリティはもっと上がると思ってください。
Okay, so please, when you see this, know that this is still under development. So for the final version, you can expect even higher quality.
Okay.
まずはキャラクターがどう変わっていくのかというところをちょっとご覧いただこうと思います。
All right, first let's take a look at what characters are going to look like.
それではどうぞ。
Play the video.
Oh, we should play the video. Wow, that looks better. Dude, when they were showing the first thing, I was like, that looks the same. But yeah, they just did the okay, it looks better. Dude, I was gonna say, it looks the same. That looks a lot better. Although I'm not talking a lot because I don't want to talk over them. Okay, it looks a little bit more live. Honestly speaking, chat, if it gets better than this, it would attract a lot more people, I think. Because a lot of people say the game looks a little dull. I know the FF people might get mad about it, but it's a lot of the comments I've seen and received, right? That looks way more lively. Dude, why not just add in G-Shade, man? Just get some of the G-Shade boys and bam, put it in the game. Because they make the game look insane. That looks cool though.
まあかなり皆さんのキャラクターのイメージが崩れないように徹底的に注意をしながら作ってまいりました。
So we really did take care to make sure that we weren't changing your overall impressions of the characters.
まあキャラクターで目立つのはやっぱりこう髪の毛のテクスチャー解像度の増加による鮮明さとか、あと眼球のリアリティアップ、あと肌の質感の向上みたいなところですかね。
I think the major points there is the improved hair texture, as well as the more realistic eyes and the beautiful skin that we now have.
ただ皆さんのやっぱりねキャラクターに対するイメージ愛情っていうのをとても大切にしたいと思っているので、とにかく慎重に作業を進めてます。
But as we proceed, we will continue to bear in mind the vision you already will have had for
The
your
skin
own
looked a
characters.
little bit more live.
またさっきね
The
紹介し
other
た
one looked a bit
ナイト
more
の、
dull.
6.0 のジョブ装備について今回ねテストケースで対応してるんですが、
So as you saw in the video, as sort of a test, we upgraded some Paladin job gear from 6.0.
とにかくものすごい数のギアが14存在しているので、7.1 以降も順次いろんな装備をアップデートすることになっているので、一気に全部変わるわけじゃないので、そこだけですね ぜひご理解いただけると助かります。
But one thing I want you all to bear in mind is the fact that this game has an incredible amount of gear in it. So we won't be able to just dump it all at once in 7.0. We will continue to upgrade more and more gear sets
That's
throughout
fair enough.
7.x.
Yeah.
またもう一つなんですけど、
One more thing.
NPC たちもすごい綺麗になるんですけど、
The NPCs as well, they will get a lot prettier.
なんかめちゃめちゃ綺麗になるやつとまだ綺麗にならないやつがこういたりす
Did the vid stop?
るんで、
I think they're
ちょ
just
っと
showing
しばら
this.
くは許してください。
But this is also affected by the fact that we need to update this on an ongoing basis. So for a little bit of time, we
Wait,
may have a
is this
situation where you
screen
have like
frozen
one really
or-
shiny, nice person and one sort of, oh, I
I'm
didn't get
confused too
updated
now.
person.
I'm gonna
Well,
refresh the
I'm gonna-
page, yeah? It's not. It's just.
にならなくてもいいんですけど、
Can we just leave Telegy as he is? Like, whatever?
でもあいつプレイヤーの皆さんと同じアセットで組まれてるか
production team,
ら、
show
あいつはね綺麗になっちゃうん
Mr.
です。
P, man.
Unfortunately, no, he will get prettier because he uses the same assets as the player characters.
Show Yoshi P, man.
な
What
の
is
で
this screen?
7.0 からの新しいエリアとか新しいキャラクターは全部対応していきます。で 2.0 からの主要 NPC プレイヤーキャラクターを優先してやっていくので、逆に 7.0 と 2.0 の序盤からこうだんだん狭まってくるみたいなイメージでアップデートしていく予定です。
So for the time being, of course, all these graphic updates will be applied to the new areas, new characters in 7.0.
What is this
And we're also going to go
screen?
back and apply them to areas and characters from 2.0. And then we'll sort of close in on the middle expansions from there.
でもちろんね、いろんな装備順次対応していきますの
Are they saying
で、
anything?
まあその点だけご承知おきください。
But we will be continuing to update the gear, so please just be patient with us.
Viera hat.
次
True.
なんですけど、
Viera should get hat.
今度はねマップ
Stream
もうね
froze.
スクリーンショット出て
Wrong
ますが
screen?
マップを
Question
見てい
mark.
きたいと思います
Next screen,
And I'd like
please.
to take a look at the map areas as well, if we can look at the
Bro,
screenshot.
I don't think they
マッ
know.
プはですね、ライティングの違いと、それから今
Screen
あ
is
るこ
stuck.
の
Oh
メタ
no,
ル
stream
オブジェクト
frozen.
系の違いというところが、分かっていただけるかと思います。
So from
Yeah,
this picture, I
look,
think
he
you can
hit
see
me
that when
with
you're walking around, generally
a
you'll find like
stun.
better
He
quality
can't
materials
use
such
a
as metals.
stun.
こちらも動画用意しますので、早速見ていこうと思います。
But we do have a video for this as well, so let's take a look at that.
よーく見てくださいね。
I sent that home, chat. Okay. I'm free, chat. I'm free. Dude, this is what I was talking about. When I first played this game, I was like, the game looks dull. That was my first impression. This makes it more lively. It pops up more. I think overall W. Damn, I low-key want to log back in and practice my rotation to see if I remember.
But
what do you mean complicated summoner? Summoner is the easiest, no?
オブジェクトの配置数というのもこれまで以上に格段に増やせるようになりました。
So up until now, we did have memory limitations that were preventing us from putting a lot of objects in these different areas, but
Nah,
we've
not this
gotten a bit
screen
of an increase
again.
there, so we can have more stuff per area.
これらもですね、優先的に新しいエリアから対応させていただきます。
As with the other stuff, we will be adding these upgrades for the 7.0 content first, and then moving on to the rest.
ですので
They need
7.0
to
の
put
エリアは
Yoshi P on the
既存のエリア
screen.
よ
We
り
don't want to
格
see.
段に綺麗です。
So then you'll notice that the 7.0 areas are kind of prettier than the
Remove
previous areas.
PS4 already. Please
ただし
delete
その手前の、
PS4.
Q エリアに関して
Oh,
も
they put Yoshi P on the screen.
影とかそれからライティングは自動的に全て変更されることになります。
But in the old areas, things like the shadow improvements and lighting will be automatically applied, so you will still see some improvement there to start with.
オブジェクト数をね増やすのはちょっと作業コスト的に当面手がかけれないとは思うんですが、今まで以上に美しく見えるようになるのは間違いありません。
It will take some time to add those extra objects we're talking about, but in terms of appearance, it still will look better.
では最後、実は開発チームカットシーンセクションとかが一番喜んでいる、植物、自動生成ものの植物についてちょっと見ていきたいと思います。
Okay, so now moving on to the thing that the development team is most excited about, particularly the cutscene team, that is plants and our auto-generated greenery.
こちらもですね、動画を
Yoshi
ご用意
P
してあります。
loves the
映像の中で
plants.
ね、比較が出たり、
You know what? I
そういう
love
ことをちょっ
plants
と比べながらご覧いただければと思います。
So we do have a video again for this, so please take a close look and compare. what
I
we have.
love plants.
どうぞ。
I think this is the before, because this is, yeah, there we go. Dude, this side looks so dull. Did they make this side look more dull on purpose? I guess we could have noticed because we use G shader, because this is basically G shader, right? Dude, we've said it so many times, they should just implement G shade, man. It looks way prettier though. Wow, that's big difference. The flowers look more fresh and lively. Much better. Very bright. I like that. Okay, sorry, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Not G-shape, but like a preset we could choose to be lively or dark, you know?
もうさっきの動画の最後の方でこう右下ぐらいに草がアップになってたと思うんですが、
So I think you might have seen the grass in the bottom right-hand side of the video.
ね、皆さんもねスクリーンショットこう撮ろうとしたらなんかすごいジャキジャキの
Was it this bad? Dude, this is on like a
And if you have
PlayStation
that kind of
2.
grass, as you know, when you try to take a screenshot, you're like, oh, that's there.
I don't remember it being this
まあそういう
ugly.
のはなくなるのでスクリーンショットを撮りやすく
It
なるん
was
じゃないか
that
と
bad?
But we won't have that problem anymore, so I think your screenshots will be a lot easier.
Nah,
to take
this
from
guy
now
logged
on.
on to PlayStation 2 or something.
ただこのアップデート自動的に、ね、
It was
こう
that bad?
で
I don't remember it
いわゆる
being
こう
this bad.
草花のアップデートなので
So this update will actually be automatically applied through the system.
残念ながらブドウのポリゴン数は自動的に増えたりはしないんですけどね。
Except, you know, unfortunately, we can't also automatically increase the poly count that is available in this game.
そこグレープって言ってもらわないと。
Grapes. Grapes. We must mention the grapes.
そう
What were they
オートマチ
thinking
ッ
when
ク
they
にグ
made
レープ
that
のポリゴン
grape?
は増えないって。
What were
I
they
just
thinking?
need you to know that we cannot give any more polygons to the grapes.
ではこれグラフィックスアップデートって何も画面の美しさだけが上がるわけじゃなくて、このグラフィックスアップデートによってさらに得られるちょっとシステム面のアップグレードをちょっとこの後ご紹介したいと思います。
Okay, but with these graphic updates, it's not just that things are getting prettier. We also have some system-based improvements that are coming because of this.
Okay.
このグラフィックスアップデートに得られる最初の大きなポイント、染色システムアップデートさせていただきます。
So probably the biggest benefit you're going to see from this graphic updates is an update to the dye system.
これまでも非常に多かった染色箇所を増やしてほしいなっていうフィードバックなんですが、
for a while, we've been getting a ton of feedback from people saying, I really want to be able to dye more parts of my gear.
2箇所まで
This is how important glam/transmog is in the game chat. This is how important it is. I want every MMO developers to take note.
2箇所まで染色できるよう
Transmog
に
is
なります
important.
So now we have upgraded it so that you will be able to apply 2 dyes per gear piece.
Wow.
でちょっと一部のハウジングアイテムなどは難しいんですができる
Housing
限り
is no
多
joke
くの
as
装備
well.
アイテムで、染色箇所を
Every MMO should have
2箇所に
housing.
ね増加させていただきま
It's
す
insane.
We may not be able to apply this to certain housing items, ones that are particularly difficult, but we will try to apply it to as much gear as we possibly can.
Okay.
こちらについてはですね 7.0 リリースのタイミングで全てのアイテムに対応するのはちょっと難しいんですができるだけ多くのアイテムを 7.0 で対応して対応が間に合わなかったものは順次アップデートで、複数染色箇所対応していこうと
I
思いま
want
すの
them
で
to do this
こ
too.
ちら順次もねこれ
You
も
know how they
アッ
have
プ
the
デートされる
limit
と
and
思っ
we
ていた
can
だ
only
けると
put like
助かり
certain
ます
amount in the box?
Okay, so
I
as
wish that was
before, we
gone.
will try to implement as many of these items in 7.0 as we can so they can be upgraded, but we probably
Yes,
will not get to
remove
all
the
of them.
restriction.
If your
But I
favorite
am
gear
back.
has not
I
been
think
upgraded
people
yet,
have
know
the
that it
same
will
thing,
be
man.
upgraded in 7.x.
I'm out thinking
It's
for 4
coming.
months, man. Appreciate it.
そして続いてもですねこちらもご要望多かったものです
Next, we have another thing that we've gotten a lot of requests for.
Oh, hold.
メガネを
Okay. I mean, that's cool.
頭装備をつけるとメガネがかけれないメガネをかけると頭装備が消えるっていうのが、これまでだったんですけど、7.0 から、できるだけ、7.0 間に合わせる予定で今進んでますが、メガネをですね頭装備つけたままメガネつけられるよう
What
に
is
なり
this
ます。
bozo hat they put on him?
so,
That's the
you know,
worst
until
hat.
now, it was the situation where if I want to wear a helmet, I can't wear eyeglasses. If I want to, and then I put anything on my head and there's no glasses and it's tragic. So we will do our best to make sure this is implemented in 7.0 so that you will be able to wear headgear and glasses at the same time.
Okay. That's cool.
皆さんの中でですね、8人レイドとかゼツとかよく言ってるよっていう人どれぐらいいます？
How many of you frequently play 8-man raids or ultimates?
結構いますね。
Wow, there's a lot.
メガネを装備するっていうことはやばい。
Move cam, but then if Yoshi-P comes on, I'm gonna cover him if I move it down.
So those folks might be thinking, oh no, does that mean I need to have more accessory problems?
Oh shit, are they gonna...
今回実装させてもらうメガネはあくまでファッションアイテムって扱いにするのでパラメータとかは一切ないですしあまりチェストを使うようなこともないのでただペーパードールからね装備できるようにはしますのでそこは安心してください。
So for these new glasses, while you will be able to equip them on your character like gear, system-wise, they are not treated like gear. They will not take up space in your armory chest, so do not worry.
Okay.
そしてシステム的なアップデートもう一つ、こちらはですねすいません 7.0 ではないんですが今 7.x のどっかでアップデートできるように頑張ってる機能です。
Okay, this last one we'll not be able to implement in 7.0, but we are going to plan it for 7.x.
Oh shit.
大変お待たせしてい
Unlocking
ます
glam.
が
Wow.
Sorry for the long wait.
Damn, they are doing it, chat. In the future. That's huge.
なんとかですねハウジングにおける、
あ
家具の配置数
furnishing
の増
limit?
加というのを現在作業中でございます。
Oh, I thought that
We
was a
are currently
glam,
working on
dude.
increasing the furnishing
Or is it
limit.
both?
なんとかね 7.x で、達成できる見込みですのでぜひですねハウジングやってるよっていう方
Oh, who uses housing here?
すいません、本当にお待たせしました。
I'm really sorry we made you wait this long.
そんな皆さんにですね、ぜひもうちょっと待ってもらえれば、お届けできるようにね、今サーバーチーム頑張ってますので、もう少々お待ちください。
All right, but the server team is really trying their best, so please just be patient for a little while longer and you'll have your extra furnishings.
ただですね、グラフィックスアップデートをするとですね、どうしても、それと同時にお伝えしなければならないことがあります。
Unfortunately, because we are doing a graphics update, we do need to tell you some important news that goes along with that.
動作環境変わります。
The system requirements are changing.
大丈夫です。少しで
It's only a little bit though.
Yo, PlayStation, goodbye. We're cutting ties with you
These are the
guys.
new specs.
左側が必須動作環境。もう最低でもこれ揃えてくださいです。
On the left is the bare minimum that you need
Yo.
to play the game.
で、我々としては
FM
右側をおすすめしたいなっていう感じです。
On
FM.
the right is what we personally think would be ideal.
Yo, higher the
バック版はすいま
standards,
せんまだ
man.
検証途中なので、固まったらまたお知らせさせていただきます。
As for the Mac stuff, we're still trying to figure out the details
Mac?
on that, so we will let you know
Oh,
as soon as we can.
who plays on? Yo, I hope there's no one watching right now on a
継
Mac.
続サポートさせていただきますので、心配
I
は
know
しな
Red
くて
used to play on
大
a
丈夫です。
Mac. This
But you don't need
is
to worry
bozo.
about PS4. We will continue to support that.
MacBook. Dude, who's
Tadashi.
playing on a MacBook?
However,
16も出たんだからそろそろいいんじゃないかなって PS5 買いましょうよ。
yeah, but you know, FF16 is out. So if you were thinking of getting a PS5, now's the time.
Damn.
ちなみに皆さん大丈夫そうですか PC の環境。
Are you guys going to be okay? Do these requirements look okay?
Dude, they all should be happy. Just upgrade for better
い
graphic
ろんなね
game.
他のゲー
Isn't
ム
that
を
way better
PC で楽し
experience?
むためにもまあ普通これぐらいあっても十分かなと思うので、まあできるだけねあまり超強力な PC じゃないと動かないみたいなことはしないつもりなので、
Just upgrade.
ぜ
Just,
ひ来年
dude,
の
if you
夏まで
can't
に
upgrade,
スペックちょっと
When
足り
I
ない
was
なという
like
方は、
14,
パーツの
I was
買い替え
upgrading
だ
my
ったり
own shit with my own
PC の買い
saved
替え
money
自体を検討してい
by
ただけると
working.
助
If you
かりま
can't
す。
do that enough,
So we don't want to make
You
force
gotta
everyone
work
to
on
get like a
something,
super
man,
high
right?
spec PC. But we do think that if you upgrade to this level, it'll also help you in playing other games as well. So those of you who need to, if you could, consider upgrading your system by next summer, that would be fantastic.
yes. No problem, Yoshi P.
システム的
You're
なア
not doing
ップデー
something
ト
wrong
ちょっと
here.
あと1枚だけ小ネタスクリーンショットがあるので、紹介して終わろうかと思います。
Okay, one more quick system update that we have a screenshot for.
Oh, they're adding the strategy board in game. That's neat.
これまあグラフィックスアップデートそのものではないんですけど、
That was
ちょ
kinda
っと
first world
面
tech.
白いものを作ってますという報告です。
I'm
So
about to
this
meet
isn't related
this.
to the graphics update, but we thought it was cool, so we'll share it.
まだ UI もね全然仮の状
My
態なんで
family
す
worked
が
from the
皆さん
bottom
が
to top. Dude.
ゲーム
There's
の
no
中
way
でコンテンツ
you
攻
can
略
argue
などを
that
打
you
ち合
can't
わせ
make
で
money,
きるよ
man.
うにホワイトボード機能というのを制作中です。
Okay,
I
so this
worked
UI
since I
is
was like
not final,
10,
but
dude, in the swap
fundamentally
meet.
this is an
Do you know what a swap
online
meet is?
whiteboard style feature
It's like
that
the
will allow
lowest
you to
dirt ground.
meet
You
up and
spread out a
discuss
little
your
blanket
plans
and you
when
put
you're
stuff to
challenging
sell there,
various
man.
duties.
And then we saved enough money to get a catering truck. And we worked our ass off in the catering truck. Every night, me and my brother would shovel ice in the truck so that the catering truck could have ice and refill everything, man. And then we upgraded to Discount Mart. And every Sunday, Saturday, we would go to LA to buy more product to put in the store, dude. I did every sort of work, okay?
どうぞお楽しみにしててください。
Final Fantasy XIV has a lot of features that might make you think like, Well, that's a weird choice to add. But on 7.0, we also do want to focus on those features that you will all find useful.
Yeah, my
So
dad didn't
hopefully
speak
you will
English,
enjoy
so
what we have in store.
we always worked with him growing up. No, I'm not bragging. People were saying like, "Oh, console upgrade, blah blah blah." Dude, that's the
気
lowest
象行為も
excuse
ちょ
I
っとね
think.
終わりに近づいてきたんですが、今日お話しできる 7.0 や 7.x シリーズに関する内容はこれくらいです。
Okay, so we're closing in on the end here, and that is all I can share with you about 7.0 for now.
ただし、もちろんねこの後パッチ 6.5 とかそれに続くアップデートがあるので、こちら。
But we do have some updates still to come in 6.5.
その 7.0 に至るまでにパッチ 6.x シリーズで今後大きなものいろいろあるので、それをお知ら
Considering
せ
different
さ
places
せ
somewhere
てい
it
ただこ
doesn't
うと
offer
思い
much.
ます。
Dude, okay.
So there's
Do you
plenty
think
of
I got
interesting
hired
stuff
to
to
do
come
swap
in the
meets?
time before 7.0 is released, so I wanted to really quickly go over some of that.
No.
まずはフリートライアルのアップデートをさせていただきます。
First, we are expanding the free trial.
Oh, they're expanding the free trial. We can talk more about this later, chat. Let's focus on the event. We're gonna talk more about this later,
Current
man.
free trial goes from A Realm Reborn to the end of Heaven's
Wow, you're
Birthright
asking mention
before
FFXIV. You're
4.0.
gonna check out FFXIV free trial
リリースと同時に
up to Stormblood now.
つまりパッ
That's
チ
proud.
5.0 の直前まで拡大させていただきます。
But with 6.5 release, this will be expanded to include all Stormblood up till right before Shadowbringers.
ぜひですね 7.0 の新しい冒険のスタートに備えて
Oh shit,
た
the
くさん
new
の
copy pasta is
14
already
の
there.
魅力というのをいろんな人に触れてもらうためにですね
Dude,
これ
were they
今後も
prepared
フ
for
リートライ
this?
アル拡張を続けていきたいと思ってます。
Since we are starting on this new adventure, we thought it would be a really great time to bring more people, let them see the charms of Final Fantasy XIV, so we will continue to expand from here.
ぜひ皆さんのご友人ご家族でまだ14触れてないぞという方がいたらですねぜひこのフリートライアル、拡大でですねおすすめしていただけると大変嬉しいです。
If you still have friends or family who haven't played 14, if you could just nudge them in this direction, that'd be great. Thank you.
Please さあ次のニュースはちょっと変わってます。
All right, the next news is a little bit different.
動画を先にご覧いただこうと思います。
Let's start with the video.
Oh shit. Okay, you guys are pretending to be like you're in the most manga-esque area. Oh shoot, they have Estinian skin? Wait, this is actually cool. Damn. Poggers.
Eh, というわけで、フォールガイズとコラボレーション
Look
さ
at those
せていただきま
champions.
す。
So
Heroes
as
of
you may have
Yosia
gleaned
right
from
there.
that, we are doing a collaboration with Fall Guys.
まずご覧いただいたのは、フォールガイズの世界にファイナルファンタジー14のキャラクターやデザインが登場するようになります。
So what you've just seen is Final Fantasy XIV characters and designs coming to Fall Guys.
フォールガイズにですね、ウォーリアーズ・オブ・ライト・フェインパスというのが登場します。
Fall
And
Guys
they
is
will
free
be
to play now,
debuting
right?
the Warriors of Light Fame Pass.
こちらですね、8
Dej,
月
we'll talk about it
22
later,
日
man.
から
I wanna
10
focus
月
on the
3
event.
日まで、14のキャラクターコスチュームとかエモート、ビクトリーなどが、アイテム入手できるようになるそうです。
Okay, so from August 22nd, you'll be able to get this, and it will have all sorts of costumes and emotes and such.
パッチ 6.5 リリースまでの間ですね、ぜひこれを機会にフォールガイズもプレイしてみてください。
So, since we have the opportunity, you might want to check out Fall Guys between now and the release of 6.5 if you haven't already.
そして思ったでしょ、なんだフォールガイズ側に行くのかって。
And of course, are you a little disappointed? Are you thinking, well, what, are we just going to Fall Guys?
でもクロスオーバーですよ。
It's a crossover.
というわけですいません、まだ絶賛開発中なので今みたいな動画ではちょっと出せないんですが、スクリーンショット持ってきました。
And,
FFXIV
so of
manga
course it's
salad.
coming to 14. We are
I mean,
still in
never seen that,
development,
but-
so we don't have a video of this, but we do have some screenshots.
Oh, dude, I was just gonna say, remember they said new golden saucer? I guess FF is gonna have a...
光の戦士たちですけど、ちょっと
That's
雰
kind
囲
of
気違います
cool.
ね。
What the hell?
These Warriors of Light are having a bit of a different time than usual.
Damn. That's so cool. That's really cool.
ファイナルファンタジー14のゴールドソーサーに
Damn, I want to resub for
コン
this.
テンツを実装します。
So we will be implementing some Fall Guys-esque content into the Gold Saucer.
こちら
That's cool. That's
最大
actually really
24
cool.
人で同時プレイ可能となる予定で現在絶賛開発中です。
So we are planning to make this content playable by up to 24 players at once. So that's currently in development.
What the heck, dude? I want to play just for this.
せっかくね凝ったコラボレーションならということでできる限りの再現にこだわってみました。
I mean,
That's
since we
really
had this
cool.
opportunity, we really tried our best to make the most of it.
フォールガイズチームの皆さんありがとうございます。
And a big thank you to the Fall Guys team as well.
正式なパッチターゲットは調整中ですが、パッチ 6.5X 期間中にゴールドソーサーにてプレイ可能な予定です。
We're not sure the details of exactly what minor patch it's going to be in, but it will come in 6.5x.
ぜひぜひですね、こちらも楽しみにお待ちください。
Please look forward to it.
さて、この 6.5X 中に、アップデートする重要なお知らせなんですけど、この基調講演あと1個大きなお知らせが残ってます。
Okay, we just have one last important announcement about what's coming during 6.5x for the keynote.
Okay.
その大きな発表の前に超特別なスペシャルゲストをお呼びさせてください。
But before we make that announcement, I would like to bring in a very special guest.
僕の長きにわたる友人でもあり、そしてご自身が熱心なね、ファイナルファンタジー14のファンでもあります。
This is my longtime friend and fellow Final Fantasy XIV fan,
フィル・スペンサー。
I'm out of the loop.
改めまして、
Oh,
マイクロソフ
Xbox?
トゲーミング CEO のフィル・スペンサーさんです。ぜひ大きな拍手をお願いしま
I am
す。
pleased to welcome the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Mr. Phil Spencer. A round of applause for him.
フィルさん、本当にお忙しい中、ようこそお越しくださいました。
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here today.
そう、ここに
Man, people
フィ
are
ルさんに
mad.
登場していただいたという
Why
こ
are
と
they
は
mad?
そうです。
And well, the fact that Phil is here means
Big thing for the prime.
世界中からご要望いただき、本当に辛抱強くお待ちいただいて
I think that's fine.
本当にありがとうございます。
We have received requests for this from all over the world, so we are really happy to present this today.
Final Fantasy 14
I think 14 company should be more happy, no? They're gonna get more players due to
Final Fantasy
Xbox.
14 for Xbox.
That's a good thing, no? More players coming in.
これによってですね、ファイナルファンタジー14のコミュニティはより強くさらに拡大していくと思ってます。
Because of this, the 14 community will expand and become even stronger.
ではフィルさん、せっかくなのでぜひ配信を見てる人たちもたくさんいるので、世界中の光の戦士とファンの皆さんに一言お願いします。
Phil, can I ask you for a few words to all of the Warriors of Light and fans around the world?
Absolutely. Hey everyone, it's great to be here with so many Warriors of Light. Thank you for the very warm welcome.
もちろんです。皆さんこんにちは。たくさんの光の戦士たちと同じ場所にいられて本当に光栄です。温かく迎えてくれてありがとうございます。
The Xbox community is passionate about games. And like so many players around the world,
SAVIX, the Elden
Final
Lord.
Fantasy series as one
I
that
don't know, think
gets
of the
lots
format,
of love
appreciate
from
it.
Team Xbox.
Xbox コミュニティは世界中の多くのプレイヤーと同じようにゲームに対してとても情熱があり、ファイナルファンタジーシリーズはそんなプレイヤーたちにとても愛されています。
And we're very happy to announce the Xbox version of Final Fantasy XIV with my friend Yoshida-san here today.
今日ここで私の友人でもある吉田さんと Xbox 版の14を発表できることを本当に嬉しく思います。
Together with his team, we are bringing the best online experience of this game to Xbox fans everywhere. And through crossplay, you can experience Final Fantasy XIV with old and new players alike.
吉田さんのチームと一緒に私たちは世界中の Xbox ファン
Yeah,
に最高のオンライン
chat's
体験
mad.
を届けたいと思っています。そしてクラスプラットフォームプレイを通じて新旧のファイナルファンタジー14のプレイヤーの皆さんと一緒に本作を体験してもらいたいです。
フィルさんありがとうございます。Thank you, Phil. で、僕からぜひね、皆
It's
さんにも
fine,
お伝え
dude.
させてい
People
ただき
saying
たいんです
Xbox
け
is
ど
trash.
本当にこの
PlayStation
Xbox
is
版のファイナルファンタジー
same
14を開発中、フィルさん
You guys
と
are
僕
both playing on
本当に直
consoles,
接
man.
コミュニケー
There's
ションを取
nothing
る機
wrong
会
with
が
that.
これまでたくさんありました。
So I wanted to
If you
mention
enjoy
that
it, you
during the
enjoy it.
extensive development of the
Only
Xbox
thing I
version of
didn't
Final
like
Fantasy
is if
14,
they
Phil
downgrade
and
the
I
game
had the
because of
opportunity to
console,
communicate
but
directly a lot.
I don't think
で
this
こ
is
の
a L for
Xbox
Yoshi P.
バー
I
ジョン
think it's a
の実現に
W.
向けて
More players they
様々な
get,
サポー
more
ト
players they
そして
get funded,
最も
the
た
more
くさん
fun they
の努
have,
力
the
を
more they can
直
work on their
接して
game,
い
right?
ただきました。
And Yoshi P's doing
We
a good
really
job with
received
this, so
so much
I
support
don't think
from
this is
you,
a bad
and
thing.
what can you tell our Warriors of Light about your hopes for the finished game?
ぜひですね、Xbox その光の選手たち、まあ楽しみにして
Yeah,
る
I
ん
don't
です
think
けど、
people should be
完成した
getting
ゲ
mad
ーム
about it. I don't think
の
Yoshi
期
P's
待
gonna
値
like change
何か
payment stuff
こう伝え
because
たい
of
ことってあり
this.
ますか？
It's
You
just
have
gonna
some
open
words
up
for our
more
Warriors of
players
Light
to
here?
play FF,
Yeah,
no?
what I
That's a good
really
thing overall.
appreciate about you and your team is you put the player at the center of everything that you do. It couldn't be more clear than watching your presentation today. At Xbox, we share a very similar spirit when it comes to our players.
そうですね。吉田さんと吉田さんのチームについて私が本当に感心しているのは常にプレイヤーを体験やすべてのことの中心に置いていることです。もう今回の基調講演で拝見させていただきましたけれども本当にそれを感じました。Xbox でも同じようなスピリットをプレイヤーに対して持っているつもり
FF's
です。
community is scared of
We're really
casting.
inspired
No,
by
they're
how
trolling,
you
man.
made
I think
Final
they just don't
Fantasy
like it
14
because it's
with all of
Xbox.
you a
FF
global
people love it
success.
when there's new
And we
people
want
playing
to
their
bring
game.
the Xbox community and your Warriors of Light together in a way that is safe,
I think this is
secure,
troll take.
and engaging. And above all,
I think console Andes are just being
私たちは
gatekeeping.
皆さんが FF14 を世界的な成功に導いていることに刺激を受けていますし Xbox コミュニティと光の選手たち
Xbox people will
が
break
皆
TOS?
安全にそして何よりも
Dude,
楽しく
they
遊べ
already
るように
have
したいと
all
思ってい
these
ます。
crazy mods. What
and we also see this
possibly
as a
could
seminal
go
moment
worse
in our
than that?
relationship
I don't
with
know.
you and the Final Fantasy team as we look to partner more
They're not gonna do
closely
anything
together
bad. They're the same
in the
human
future.
being people, dude. They're
今
the
日
same.
この場で吉田さん
You're
とファイナル
treating
ファ
them
ンタジーチームをこうやっ
as
て話せるのは本当に重要な瞬間だと思っていますしこれからより一層
This is
連
so
携していることを
stupid,
期待
man.
しています。
what Xbox people are like monsters, chat?
本当にありがとうございます。
What are we talking about
I'm so
here?
honored. Thank you, Phil.
This is insane. Yeah, I don't know, man.
通り、まあ僕実はめっちゃ Xbox ファンで、フィルさんもね、14の大ファンなんですが、
So, you know, I'm a big Xbox fan, and you said you're a big 14 fan.
これまで本当にどうやってこう、
Alright, they might be capping at each
いけ
other
ば
right there.
Xbox のファンにファイナルファンタジー14届けられるか、本当にたくさんの意見交換してきました。
We've exchanged so many ideas about how we can make the best 14 available to Xbox fans.
だから僕はもう本当に友人としてでこの本当に Xbox 版を実現するためにどれだけ尽力してもらったかっていうのを一番知ってるのが僕なので、とにかくこのラスベガスのファンフェスにフィルさんに参加してほしかった。
As a friend, and because you've worked so hard to bring the Xbox version to fruition, I really wanted you to take the stage here at Las Vegas Fan Fest.
なので皆さんの前でね一緒に発表できることを本当に嬉しく思ってます。
So I'm really happy to present this in front of you all with everyone here together.
ではせっかくなのでフィルさんと一緒にその Xbox 版少し詳細見てみましょう。
So, since we're here, let's take a closer look at the Xbox version with Phil.
What is that pinned message by the mod? What was that?
その詳細なんですが、
Is the mod trolling in this chat?
X そして S 両方のプラットフォームでプレイ可能です。
So, as far as the hardware goes, it can be played on Xbox Series XS, so both platforms.
そして高速ロードもちろん対応させていただいてます。
Of course, we can guarantee even higher quality play with faster loading.
Yeah, the mod was
さらにシ
trolling.
リーズ X では 4K 対応をしてさらに高品質なプレイをお約束します。
Also, the Series X will have 4K support, so even higher quality.
そ
Wow.
して気になるリリース時期ですが、
As for the release window, I'm sure you're all wondering.
リリース時期は2024年春になります。
That will be spring of 2024.
拡張パッケージ 7.0 の前パッチ 6.5X 運営中にオープンベータテストを行います。
And before the release of 7.0, during patch 6.5x, we
Wait,
will be
why
having
do
the
they
open
hate
beta.
Xbox so much?
そ
Like
の
the
まま安定性を見て
crowd stay
正式サービスへ
silent,
と
like
進
little
めて
man
いきますの
standing.
でぜひご期待くださ
Obviously,
い。
no one's gonna play Xbox here because
And we'll continue
this
to
was
monitor
never
the stability
available
of
for
the
this,
system,
right?
And then proceed to official release.
今日このステージで発表したファイナルファンタジー
Obviously, no one's gonna say anything in the crowd
Dawntrail
because
フルバージョン
they all play on PC
Xbox
or
でプレイ
PlayStation,
可能に
right?
なります。
So the full version that we've announced on the stage today, including 7.0 Dawntrail, will be playable on Xbox.
I'm gonna give them a clap. I feel bad.
他のプラットフォームと同じように Xbox 版もダウンロード版のみの発売となります。
It will only be available as a downloadable version, just like our other platforms.
オープンベータから製品版に移行すればそのままプレイできますので、ぜひオープンベータから参加してください。
However, because of that, you can go straight from the open beta to playing the full release version, so we do encourage you to join the beta.
フィルさん、改めて壇上でこう発表できて感想いかがですか？
Phil, once again, do you have any further comments you'd like to share?
The entire Xbox team is excited to see how our newest Warriors of Light will use the full capabilities of Xbox Series X and Series S to help save Eorzea. And I'm excited to partner with you, Yoshida-san, and your studios as you bring this incredible franchise to global platforms to enable more players to connect.
Man,
and
these guys are
experience
so
the joy of gaming
mean,
together.
dude. Yo, support your game, man. What is this? The chat's so mean. Oh my
見
goodness.
るのを楽しみにしています。そして吉田さんとスタジオチームの皆さんと連携し、この素晴らしいフランチャイズをグローバルなプラットフォームで展開することで、より多くのプレイヤーとつながり、一緒にゲームの楽しさを体験できるようになることを楽しみにしています。
Thank you, Phil. では最後に、この会場にね、せっかくスクエアニックスの CEO もいるのでちょっと登場してもらおうかと思います。
Well, since our CEO is here, why not just bring him out too?
This person is right. Why are they being
桐生さん
mean?
出てきてください。
President Kiryu.
There's zero reason to be mean about that, I think. Zero reason.
まあ桐生さんが
Thank
桐
you,
生さんから
Reg.
フィルさんとかね、ファンの皆さんに Xbox バージョンの発表についてちょっとコメントをいただけると助かります。
Isn't that normal Twitch chat? I mean, this is
President
like
Kiryu, can you share your
FF
thoughts with
community
us
though,
about
right?
the
And
new
they're
Xbox version?
kind of known as being
First
PPC,
off,
but
I have to thank you, Philson, for working with us to make the Xbox version of Final Fantasy XIV a reality.
Thank you.
And this is a project that wouldn't have been possible without his support. So I'd like everyone to once again give him the biggest round of applause.
wow, give him the best applause.
Thank you. And I'd like to speak Japanese from here because we're speaking both with Yoshi P and Philson.
Sure.
ここからは日本語でお話しさせていただきます。
そしてですね、改めまして、ヨシピーも私も、そしておそらくここにいる多くの非課税の皆さん、そしてですね、配信を見ている皆さん、きっとですね、Xbox という新たなプラットフォームを得てですね、ファイナルファンタジー14、ここにいらっしゃる皆さんの熱気をより多くの仲間と共に世界中で楽しめること、これをみんな楽しみにしていると思います。
I think I can speak for myself, Yoshi, all of our Warriors of Light here, watching the live stream, when I say how excited I am to see Xbox support added and for us to welcome countless new friends to the world of Final Fantasy XIV.
そしてですね、Xbox ユーザーの皆さん、ファイナルファンタジー14は先ほどもお話ししましたけれども、今後さらに発展していきますので、どうかここにいる皆さんと一緒に楽しんでいただければというふうに思います。
Ren, what's up?
Final Fantasy XIV is only going to get bigger and better,
Love it,
so
just fast.
all the Xbox gamers out there, I urge you to give Final Fantasy XIV a try.
そしてスクエアエニックスの CEO としてもう一つだけ言わせてください。
And one more thing, as CEO of Square Enix,
我々スクエアエニックス、ここにいるヨシピをはじめ開発のメンバー含めて、これからも世界中のファンの皆さんに素晴らしいゲームをお届けしたいというふうに思っています。
we want to continue to deliver fabulous games to fans across the world.
そして Xbox
Shouldn't
さんの、ファンである Xbox コミュニティ
we
の皆さんにも
be
ですね、
happy
我
that
々の
more
ゲーム
people
を
will
より多く
try
楽しんでいただきたいというふ
FF14?
うに思っています。
And of course, we want to welcome the Xbox community as well.
本日ですね、
Isn't that right? Like, FF people wants people to play their game and enjoy the story. Shouldn't they be happy more people are going to try FF14?
には皆さんにお届けしたいというふうに思っていますけれども、これを皮切り
Snuffy,
にです
shut
ね
your ass up,
世
man.
界中の Xbox のプレイヤーの皆さんに当社スクエアエニックスのゲー
Yeah,
ム
I
を
don't know why
できる
they're
だけ多く
hating,
お
dude.
届けできる
I
よう
actually
に
don't know.
楽しんでいただけるようにCEO としてぜひ頑張っていきたいというふうに思っています。
And starting with today's announcement of Final Fantasy XIV coming in spring 2024, and wherever possible,
We should be
we're
happy, but
planning
Sony
to bring
stands
our
hated.
games to
Gotcha.
Xbox for players around the world to enjoy.
It's literally
今後です
gatekeeping
ね、
because of
Xbox
Xbox.
と
I feel like
スクエ
that's
アエニックスが
stupid.
パートナーシップをしっかり組みながらですね、世界中のより多くのお客様を楽しませるために、ここにいるフィルさんとですね、Xbox チームの皆さんと一緒に、これからご一緒にですね、できることを今から私はとても楽しみにしています。
We're really looking forward to working closely with Phil and the Xbox team to make this possible.
Thank you, Kanu-san. We deeply respect the rich legacy of Square Enix, and we look forward to building on the relationship that we've established in bringing Final
That's
Fantasy
good. Do you know
14
how
to
big of a
Xbox,
news this is
and
for Yoshi
partnering
P? This is
closely
a
with
good
you
thing for him.
and the Square Enix team on future games.
桐生さんありがとうございます。私たちはスクエアエニックスの素晴らしいレガシーを深くリスペクトしていますし、このファイナルファンタジー14を Xbox に導入することで培ってきた関係をより強
Dude,
く
because
今後いろ
you
いろ
can
な
play
ことに
FF14 with Xbox doesn't mean FF is gonna die. What is this?
スクエアエニックスチームの皆さんと
What is he
密接に連携でき
saying?
ることを楽しみにしています。
はい、ありがとうございます。ぜひ
FF
よろし
is
くお願いし
not
ます。
gonna die because of
今後
Xbox.
Xbox の皆さんとお仕事していくのとても楽しみにしてます。
I'm extremely thankful, and we are committed to working with Xbox going forward.
じゃあせっかく来ていただいたので、ちょっと握手を3人でしてもいいですか？
Well, while we're up here, let's shake hands.
It's a beautiful moment right there.
はい、ありがとうございま
Thank you so much.
す。いや、改めてフィールさん本
I'm
当に信
short-sighted.
じら
Okay,
れないぐらいお
what am I
忙しい中
short-sighted
この
about?
ファンフェス
Elaborate,
のステー
please.
ジ来てくださり本当にありがとうございます。
Elaborate.
Really, Phil, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come to this at FanFest.
では会場の皆さん改めて大きな拍手をお願いします。
One more big round of applause, please.
フィル・スペンサーでした。
I think it really depends on how they take it. It's like I'm getting sponsors and my mythic team from OTK asks me, yo, what kind of sponsors would you like? We have these categories like phone games, MMOs, variety, and gambling, blah, blah, blah. I say, oh, I'm not really interested in the gambling stuff. It pays me a lot, but I'm not going to take that. Same thing. If these guys are partnering with Xbox, you think Yoshi P's going to be like, oh shit, should we bend over to ruin our game that we worked on for years for Xbox? You think they're going to take that route, really? You think joining with them is going to break their system? I don't think so, man. I think more people are going to play, and the FF community should be happy that there's going to be more people joining the game and trying it out. I don't know how you guys are all, not everyone, there was one guy in my chat.
All right, as far as the keynote goes, I have told you everything.
It really
I
depends on the
possibly can
company.
today.
7.0 そしてさらなる大きなお知らせは
As for further announcements,
It goes for like every
upcoming
company,
stuff,
by the way,
including
and streamers.
7.0.
You have the decision of signing a contract
ファンフェス
and
ロンドン
taking
で
the
させてい
sponsorship.
ただこうと思います。
Please tune in to FanFest in London.
Jolly, what's up? That one guy face, no, that one guy's pissed right now. He's pissed that Xbox is
改めて
joining, man.
桐生さんこう
And I don't think they should
ファンフェ
be.
ス間もなくこのままスタートしていこうと思いますが、皆さんに一言ありますか？
Well, we're getting ready to kick off FanFest then. So, President Kiryu, any final thoughts?
Thank you very much for having a time today, and I'm so excited, and I got lots of energy from here, all of Warriors of Light. Thank you very much.
Big energy, of course.
さあではこのままオープニングに移りたいと思いますので、
All
ラ
right.
スベガスに来ている開発運営チームの皆さん、ステージへお願いします。
So let's move on to the opening ceremony, which means we need the development team out on stage.
Oh, the whole team is out. I've seen them in the documentaries.
Wow, there are a lot of people here in the room. And this is
Dude, I
an
was
extreme
so
example.
FF14 shill.
Thank you all for being here. It's
I watched
super exciting
every
to have
single
you all back in
documentary they
person
had.
in our first fan festival in
I
many
remember
years.
them all,
We're
dude.
super excited. I'm extremely nervous, so please, bear with me. But that was a super exciting keynote. Thank you, Yoshida-san.
Thanks.
And Kate, of course. All right, let's get some greetings from everyone. Kate, if you would start us off.
Hi, like I said, I'm Kate. I'm the English localization lead. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be here with you guys. I was at Digital Fan Fest, which was just me saying things in a direction with no fans there. So it's really great to have you all in person. And yeah, as Matt said, like still terrifying, like it doesn't get any less terrifying. So great. I hope you guys have a fun time this weekend.
Hello, everyone. Michael Christopher Koji Fox. I guess now because she's lead,
Great
I'm
singer.
localization supervisor. I also, do lyrics and, some lore book stuff and a purveyor of poor puns.
Yeah.
Every now and then. 5 years in between physical FanFest is way too long. I'm really excited to be back in Vegas to reconnect with a lot of old friends as well as make a lot of new friends, hopefully. Most of the heavy lifting for this show is going to be done by Kate and Aimee, which I'm super grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Which is going to give me a lot of time to be on the floor with you guys. So if you see me, grab me, say, hey, balls.
Dude, I just want to say, I usually don't comment, but he rocks this hair.
That's dangerous worse.
He looks amazing with this hair. That hair is like hard to rock, and he's rocking it. Like,
just one note, I will be
he's
answering no
owning.
questions about teenagers, mutants, ninjas, and/or turtles.
The damn, you're taking the 3 month appreciate it,
No
man.
questions, sorry.
Yeah, I think he's just confident, so he looks good.
Hello, Natsuko Ishikawa, senior scenario designer here.
いろいろ言うことはあったんですけれども、皆さんがトレーラーで暁のメンバーにうおーって言ってくれたのを聞いて嬉しくて忘れちゃいました。
You know, I was trying to plan my speech when I got up here, but when we were watching the trailers and everybody was cheering for each of the scions that showed up, everything just kind of went blank.
皆さんのおかげでウリエンジやパイナップルジュースを飲み、グラハはクソデカタコスを食べることができるようになりました。
But thanks to everybody, Grahak and Urienje can now enjoy some pineapple juice, and Grahatia can enjoy his giant tacos.
そのお礼の気持ちを込めてこの2日間私も頑張って盛り上げていこうと思いますのでどうぞよろしくお願いします。
Tacos.
But yeah, as my token of gratitude, I'm going to spend the next 2 days with you guys trying to give back to the community.
In English first, sorry. I want to thank you, all of the warriors right in here, and also the watching online for the supporting Final Fantasy XIV decade, and also the such a kind of big things I've never experienced. So I'm really glad all of you, and also please support the Final Fantasy XIV and our team. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Final Fantasy XIV Sound Director Masayoshi Soken is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, the CEO does look very young.
We have a big concert today. And tomorrow we have a big rock concert. Let's have fun!
All right, hi everyone. My name is Toshio Morochi, aka Foxclone, your global community producer here. So I'm extremely happy to come back here again after nearly 5-year absence. So
I can feel like
this
he's a
is
little
actually
bit nervous.
fourth
I would be
fan
nervous too
festival
in this
having
spot.
in Las Vegas, but it's very much first time having it in midsummer. So yeah, I knew it's very hot in Las Vegas in this season, but I did not expect this hot. Actually. Yeah, so to be very honest, I'm already dying by the heat. But yeah, at least I can't do that at least for next couple of days for this event for sure. So let's make it even hotter with you. Thank you. じゃあ、放送のご覧の方に簡単に日本語でもご挨拶しますと、夏のラスベガスはこんなに暑いかねということで半ばやられておりますが、頑張りたいと思いますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aimi from the Square Enix Project Communications team. I'll be helping out with some of the stage events for translations and whatnot. So yeah, please bear with me. And I also like to greet the live stream audience as well, just in case in Japanese. 生放送をご覧になっている皆様、お世話になっております。スクエアエニックスの徳武です。今回日本語ステージを英語に通訳させていただきますので、よろしくお願いします。
僕がスタートらしいんで、最後僕から開会宣言をしたいと思います。
Right, we're starting with me. So we're going to do our kickoff now.
気象公演、本当に久しぶり、皆さん
No
のこんな
clap
に
for
たくさんの
Sag.
前でやるのが本当に久しぶりだったんで、
I'll clap
めちゃ
for
くちゃ見えて緊張してたんですが、本当に皆さんのおかげで楽しくやることができました。
Yeah, so it's been a really long time since I've done a keynote in front of you all as a live audience, and I was super nervous. But actually, y'all were great, and I had a lot of fun, so thank you
Razor,
so
what in
much.
the world are you saying? I want female Hrothgar. Yo, where is the female Hrothgar, by the way? They're completely just...
I mean, to be honest, now that I did that, 80% of my work here is done.
Let's enjoy Fun Festival!
I think that's it, right? I think that's it, chat. It's time to go Elden Ring, I guess. I definitely want to check out FF in summer, I think. I want to play that new Golden Saucer mode. Yeah, the audio is a little monka right now. Fall Guys? I want to play the FF Fall Guys. That looked cool. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. That's it, right? SAVIX.
All right, I get to follow that act, so that's really, really cool. But thank you all so much for being here. As everyone has been saying, we're super excited to have you here.
That's it, chat. That's the wrap. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed, hit that follow button, of course.